So, welcome back to a brand new podcast episode of Family Seasons by Coach Tia and Damian Dalcour. Today is just myself, and I wanted to just come on and share a quick Sunday vibes with our listeners. I had just been in prayer throughout the day as far as what type of message, what word of inspiration or encouragement could I share with you all. And I wanted it to not only be a blessing to you, but to be a blessing to myself. As I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that I actually lost my mom on March 13th of this month actually. And so where we are right now is, it's still so very new. But where we are right now, where I am right now, I would say, is creating a new normal. What is our new normal? And, oftentimes in life, we are required to create a new normal. And we're not required to do this once, but several times in life, we must create a new norm. And the new norm is based upon a change in our circumstances. Sometimes that change is a death or loss, as my family and I are dealing with. Sometimes it's the loss of a marriage or relationship. It's the loss of a job. It's the loss of of something that was really important to you. It's a change in your regular behavior or your regular schedule. It's a change in things that you were normally, used to doing, and now all of a sudden you're no longer having to do that thing, or you no longer have to go to that place or have to, talk to that certain person or whatever the situation is. Basically, it's all about now creating a new normal. We are not, as humans, we're not always okay with change. And we're definitely not okay often when we are forced to make these changes. But it is necessary, because change is necessary in order to have a productive, well-rounded life. You must be willing and okay to accept the changes that have taken place in your life. Nothing stays the same. Absolutely nothing in this world will stay the same. Things will change. Seasons will change. Time will change. People will change. Our lifestyle changes. There are changes all around us. And as a result, we have to create a new normal. And as I said, we have to create this new normal often. In our, in the situation, of with my mom, the new norm is so, is really, about making a decision that today, I have to rediscover myself, rediscover things that, still bring me joy, find ways of, creating a really, happy environment for us in the midst of the sorrow and all of that. That's all a part of creating a new normal. For 11 plus years, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays of my life were dedicated to taking her to dialysis, picking her up from dialysis. On Tuesdays and Thursdays were our doctor appointments and such. And so that was my normal for 11 plus years, along with running businesses and raising children and, having a life of my own. That consisted of my norm. However, because she's no longer with us, it's a matter of me changing. So now, what do I do? How do I do that? And so I have made a decision that today is my day that I begin working on a new norm, on a new normal for myself, for my family. How do we do that? We take it one step at a time. We're going to begin to just write down goals and write down things that family goals and, just creating new ideas that we want to accomplish. We want to create some new things. We want to go some new places. What's our new norm? Our new norm, it's challenging as we know. However, after time, it will get better. And we know that and we understand that. As I said, creating this new normal is not always easy, but we know that it's necessary. I cannot, I don't have to go Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays to dialysis centers and sit out there and wait and doctor's appointments on those days now. Now, what do I do with that time? And as I know, my mom would be so very much encouraging for me to find, fulfillment during those times. And that's something that I am looking forward to. being able to fulfill that with work and helping people and sharing, just family life coaching and so many other ways of being able to pour back into the lives of people, which is something that I absolutely love doing. Now I'll have more time to be more dedicated to more clients and to just be able to reach and do more things. I'm in the process of writing a book and actually a series of books. And so there are just a lot of things that, now I'm able to, I'm focused on those things now. And so this is something that, as I said, change is not easy, but it's so necessary. And then it is so good because I don't want to stay stuck. I have to keep my life moving. My mom lived 79 years, almost 80 years, and what a blessed, 79 years she had. Of course, there were, challenges and all of that, but my mom lived a full life. She accomplished so many of the things that she set out to do, and so now it's my time to make sure that I am doing the same thing, that I am fulfilling my life's calling, that I am helping my family, my daughters fulfill their purpose. And so it's all a part of our new normal. Going to the grocery store today, I was looking at some of the products that I used to buy specifically for her. Well, I don't buy those products anymore. When I was on my online shopping cart, things that normally, are suggested that I pick up because those were her favorite things or things that she had to eat because of her diet. Well, we're not buying that anymore. And so I'm creating a new normal. It's all around. It's all around. It is challenging. It brings tears to my eyes and sometimes, just a broken heart, but that's a part of the process. And so if you're listening right now, maybe you're being forced to create a new normal, and let's walk this process together. Let's go through this thing together because it's necessary. It looks like, how in the world can we make it, through the next, the next day or the next, month or the next few weeks or what have you, when we've, suffered such a great loss. Well, we can. If we, put our trust in God and knowing that God is going to always be with us, I know that as a result, I can do this. We can do this. As a family, we can do it. As my listeners, you all can do this. You all can accomplish those things that you must accomplish, despite the fact that you did lose, that things are not the same. Maybe a goal that you set for yourself, you did not accomplish that, and so you're feeling defeated. But let's just today let this be the day that we decide that we're going to move forward, that we are going to take. Sometimes it's just baby steps. Sometimes it's just those small steps that we take that will eventually lead to greater and to better in the end. And so as I say, just throughout this season of our lives, or whenever you're listening to this podcast, if you are in a place of having to start over or having to create a change or having to, create a new normal, be encouraged, because it's going to be all for the betterment of your life. It is for the betterment of your soul. You have to create a new normal. You cannot stay in that place of just being stuck. It's time to move forward. And how do we move forward? By taking those small steps. We find someone that can help us take those steps. And if you're looking for a life coach that would, be able to help you take those steps, let's do that together. We can take those steps together. Let's, join hand in hand, and let's create, a partnership to say, hey, I got you and you got me, and we're going to get through this thing because it's necessary. My prayer is that if you are listening and you're dealing with this personal issue, that you will find hope and encouragement in these words, and just know that life is not over. If you're still breathing, you still have life. You still have opportunities that are awaiting your arrival. You still have purpose. You've got to show up. There are people that are waiting on you. It's important for me to, do a podcast each week. It's important for us to show up each week. Even when we can't do a full podcast, at some point, we must do something. Why? Because you all are waiting. You're waiting for a word. You're waiting to be encouraged. You're waiting to be inspired. And how do we do it? Not because we're so well and not because everything is all together in our lives, but we come in our own brokenness. We're able to share right now. I'm able to share something right now that is so intimate. But I realize that I'm not the only one that's going through this. There's so many, as we have, we're still dealing with COVID, this pandemic. Unfortunately, so many of you all have lost a family member. You've lost, a neighbor or someone that you know, someone that you love from COVID. And as a result, you're hurting, you're broken. You don't know if you can, get out of bed. You don't know if you can hang on in there. You don't know if you can keep going, but I'm here to tell you that you can keep going. I am here to tell you that you can keep going. If you decide that today is your day to start anew, to start afresh, that as we enter this new season of our lives, as we join together, just know that we can do this. We're going to be determined and committed and dedicated to create a new norm. What does that new norm look like? We don't know. But we know we're going to give it all that we have. We know that we're going to put our all into it because we will not allow ourselves to get stuck. We must decide that today is the day that change takes place. And so as I commit that promise to myself, I'm just believing that you all will join me, that you all will see that it's necessary, and that we'll begin to move forward. Why? Because there's still life that's awaiting us. We still have dreams to accomplish. We still have places to go and places to visit. We still have people to meet. We still have, businesses to create. We still have children to bring into this world. We still have people that are waiting for us to show up on stage and to share our life story. We're still waiting. There's a book inside of so many of us. There are, so many opportunities that are right inside of us. And if we die now, then what? We cannot allow our purpose and our dreams and our goals to lie dormant. It's time to move forward. And as I said, I am here to help you through that process. You can reach me at CoachTia.com, FamilySeasonsPodcast.com. I'm on social media. I am on Instagram. You can just reach out, info@CoachTia.com. I want to be your family life coach to help you deal with this season of life. And that is creating a new norm. I love you. We love you. We are always rooting for you. We know that God has created families to do some amazing things together. And if you need someone to join you and help you get to that point, I would love to just be able to share some thoughts and ideas, and maybe we can create a plan to help you do that. But I'm here for you. I'm praying for you, and I just pray right now that God, you would just touch these hearts and these minds that are hurting and broken. In our own family, we just, suffered such a great, loss of our mom and granny and all of that. And so we know so many others have gone through a very similar ordeal. But we know that you're faithful, and as a result of your faithfulness, you're going to bring us through. You're going to keep our spirits, intact, so that we will remain just fervent in a desire to know you and to spend time with you and to be totally committed to you and to your will for our lives. We trust you with our whole life, and so we know that you're going to come through as a result. We thank you, dear God, for all that you are, for all that you're going to do in this season of our lives, that you will give us plans and ideas and creative, thoughts of how to move forward, and that we will not worry, that we will not grow weary, that we will not faint, that we will not, stop just because, it gets hard, but that we will continue to push through, because we realize that on the other side are the great promises that you have already made. And we thank you for that, dear God. We thank you. Thank you so much for listening to Family Seasons by Coach Tia, Damian Dalcour. Once again, reach out if you have any questions. If you just want us to pray with you, we are here to do just that. You can email me at info@CoachTia.com. I'm just so committed to helping me and helping you just get through this season of our life to create a new normal. Thank you so much. I love you.